that the conditions of this contract are so strong and the management of this company is so strong that there is dividend going to the state company, so that there is a resource for development. So that through this shareholdership you mobilize international resources for development. That is their mission statement. And there, so here you can see the links to the various actors. And here we move to the banks. So we talk about the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank, the European Investment Bank, a French agency, so the French Development Bank. Why? Because France is the company in which EDF is located. And EDF is a big company in France. And they talk to the French Investment Bank people in Paris and say, hey, if you finance the project in Laos, we have work here in France. And so that's the arrangement. And then you have other, so the Nordic Investment Bank, they have a sort of link with the ABB. Export credit agencies we will talk about. And then you have those creators. So the ITD is the Italian-type development company. The Italians also have a sort of link historically with that part of Asia. Clemency, Mitsubishi, JP Powers, and the like. Let me show you the way the financing is organized. And so this is created prior to the actual dam. In total, 1.681 billion is needed. And then you have the distinction between debt finance and equity finance. Debt finance is the type of finance we talked about that is based on a loan. A loan as in, here's the money, please pay it back with interest. So regular step. And then equity finance is the money the shareholder invests in the limited liability corporation. And who are the shareholders? AFD, NTPC, and a few other, the LHSC, so the Laos Holding for State Enterprise. So let me go back to the... So these companies, they are shareholder and they invest equity financing also in the operating company. And the difference between debt financing and equity financing is that first the debt financing should be repaid, and if they're repaid, then the shareholders may get their loan back. That's the only difference. And if it goes bankrupt, then as a shareholder you're not getting anything back.
But the international finance institution will get the money back.
Yeah, first. And then, who are they? That is then not just one piece of paper with one amount, but it is a consortium. So all these banks are lining up and cooperating in the whole project. Why? Because no financier, non-creator wants to be the only one losing money. So the whole idea is that if you team up, and if something happens, then everybody's a little bit hurt. And everybody will pick up the phone and try to avoid that it goes wrong. And then a key thing is this. So these are partly commercial banks, like the BNP, ING, so your bank. So they are part of this package. And they want security. And the security is given, among others, by the International Development Agency, one of the Bretton Woods institutions that has as a statutory, Articles of Incorporation task, a goal of that institution to facilitate those guarantees. So the whole idea is that the money gets into the basket to build the dam, and that part of those actors are not actually giving the money, but they are guaranteeing the repayment of the regular loans. So we talk about loan agreements and guarantee agreements. So this week will be about many actors, and your task to be able to distinguish who is who and who's having what role. And the legal instruments, partly the signed ones of this project, are in your law collection. And during the exam and the upcoming workshop lecture, I will then ask, please read clause ABC and explain in an essay where this should be positioned in terms of painting, in terms of the role play, who is who, or explain how clause ABC contributes to the development of Laos. And then you should be able to tell this narrative. Well, with the dam you can produce electricity, with electricity you can pay the expenses of the company, and if there's profit that goes as dividend to the state holding 100% owned by the state, so that flows into the state resources. So that's an example of mobilizing international resources for development, and that's then leading to development. In the workshop lecture, we will sort of engage with this drawing, especially on the basis of your graceful reading of those instruments. They're also mentioned in the course description, so you can click on them if the link is still working. And I thank you for your attention and see you after the weekend. Thank you very much.